Hey, good morning. We're looking at John chapter 13 today, and we're into the final week of Jesus' life. And this is at the Last Supper where Jesus washes the disciples' feet. And we see in verse 3, John stresses that Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going back to God. So John is really stressing. Jesus knew, stressing that Jesus was God, and that God sent Jesus, the Son, and that Jesus was going back. So John is really stressing that Jesus is Lord, and that then Jesus takes off his outer garment and goes to wash the disciples' feet. And Peter, I get a kick out of John, stresses the discussion with Peter, and Peter says, "Lord, you wash my feet. You are the Lord. Why are you washing my feet?" And he says, "You will never wash my feet." And Jesus says, "If I do not wash your feet, you have no share with me." And then Peter says, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Saying, okay, if you're going to do it, go all out and do everything. And it's kind of the extravagant nature of Peter, and the hot and cold nature we see of Peter. But washes their feet as an example, saying a servant is not greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. It's interesting, this messenger greater than the one who sent him. Jesus is saying that he, as the messenger, is not greater than God who sent him. Goes on to foretell that one of them will betray him, identifies that as being Judas. And I don't understand how they ask who, and Jesus says it's to whom I will give this morsel of bread, and then proceeds to give it to Judas, and the people have no idea that it was going to be Judas or the disciples. So I don't understand that, but anyway. And then Jesus says, "There's a new commandment I'm giving you," in verse 34, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. And by this, all people will know that you are my disciples if you have love for one another. Just a great verse. Jesus gives the example of love in his service and washing the disciples' feet, and this call even to us that we are to love one another, and that people will know that we are followers of Jesus if we love one another. So it's something to think about. How am I doing in loving one another, loving each other? It's especially looking at service to others. It's kind of a challenging thought. And then we have this little blurb about foretelling Peter's denial. Peter says, "Lord, why can I not follow you now? I will lay down my life for you." So again, the hot and cold nature of Peter. And Jesus says, "Truly, truly, I say to you, the rooster will not crow till you have denied me 3 times. So foretelling that Peter saying he would die for Jesus, and Jesus saying, "You will deny me 3 times." So a good chapter looking at the last week of Jesus' life, the Last Supper and washing of the feet, and this call to love. And that should mark all of us as disciples of Jesus. So have a great day. Let me know what's standing out for you as you read these chapters, and if you have any questions or whatever. So God bless you, and we'll see you on here with John chapter 14, and we'll discuss perhaps one of my favorite sections of Scripture. So we'll see you tomorrow.